Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming, and sending me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Roses in the Flames. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Into the pool of teleportation we dive! I stayed in place until I grew used to its cold effects before completely submerging myself into the pond's watery depths. I plunged into the water and I plugged my nose to hold my breath. The water was a bit too cold for me, but I was glad I could relieve myself from this dreadful heat. But then I heard something, and it was this strange humming sound, but I didn't pay too much attention to it at first. It was a quiet, faint sound. It sounded as if the water was humming. Then there was this eerie warbling sound. Oh, shit. Ooh. The cool water suddenly changed temperature multiple times. It was a feeling unlike any I'd ever experienced. After a few moments, I managed to swim up to the surface. He's very fucking lucky that the frozen one did not... Okay, so there's this thing. If you dive into basically what is essentially a frozen lake or freezing water, you will involuntarily gasp after you hit the water. And oftentimes, it will make you take water into your lungs and you'll drown. So, he's very lucky. That is a thing that a lot of people do not know. Do not jump into freezing water. You will probably die. You have to acclimate to it first. Like, dip your legs in or whatever. After a few moments, I managed to swim to the surface again. I swam to the shoreline, all the while thinking of what just transpired. Water looks gorgeous. Whew. I took a few moments to catch my breath. Was that tree there before? I glanced at the tree and raised an eyebrow. That one wasn't there before. I walked around for a moment. My backpack. Okay, and now I have to find my backpack. It had my snacks in there as well as my phone. Then I noticed a trail. I was about done with this ridiculous walk. What a weird trip. Okay, now that I'm on a trail, so I'm getting somewhere. This could be the way out. No, I went this way. I paused and looked at both sides of the forest before choosing to go straight across the trail into the other side. I just hope I can make it back home before sundown, because being out here several miles away from home without a light will be a problem. I think it was past noon when I first entered the pond. I turned to walk down the trail for a little bit before stopping to admire the forest in front of me. Alright, I couldn't have gotten far. However, I think it was safe to say I was lost. I looked at the sun and thought I heard a loud rustling noise near me. What was that? It looked like a very big hawk of some kind, but the sun blinded me and I couldn't make out what it was, but I could tell it was huge. I went back to the trail to go find my backpack. Okay, so I was right here, and I came from over there. I racked my brain. Nothing looked familiar. I turned on the spot, hoping muscle memory would kick in. I think it was this way. Hello? Is anyone there? I called and yelled out several times and no response. I was hoping to get attention of a hunter or someone else hiking around here, but to no avail. Hello? Can someone help me? I'm lost. The only idea I had was yelling for help. Whatever hears me might not be of help at all. It's a pretty derg. Let me see. Alright, let's see her again. Snowy, I believe her name is? Such a pretty derg. I heard water, so I ran towards it and found the same open clearing I was at earlier. This time, I think this is where I left my backpack. Okay, I think it was by this tree over here. Wow, this place is beautiful. After a few moments of taking a break from searching for my missing backpack, I saw a body of white in the distance. What is that? My heart began to pound harder in my chest. I sat up from the log I was sitting on. I didn't know what to make of it at first. I gasped slightly when it turned its head in my direction. Remember what Dad told you, Rowan. If you see a predator watching you, stay still. If If it runs towards you, climb up a tree or act really big and mean. But it all happened so quick, and I definitely didn't see any trees that had any limbs I could reach. That thing, or whatever it was, gradually made its way towards me. I stood still. My limbs wouldn't move when I commanded them to do so. Cold sweat found its way into my shirt. My legs quivered with fear. No way, is that what I think it is? It was a dragon. Not a bear, not a deer, but it was a dragon. A living, breathing dragon. In real life. But they aren't supposed to exist. I tried to remain calm, and while I thought I was going to die, I could feel something awaken inside of me, and it was telling me that I was going to end up okay. The dragon crept closer to me. My eyes were pinching while my mouth dropped. The dragon sat and stared, opened its muzzle, more graceful than I did. Whoa! What are you? The dragon cocked her head gently, while displaying a confused look on her face. I'm Snowy. You seem a little lost. What's your name? I've never seen anything like you before. As a matter of fact, what kind of creature are you? After it spoke, there was nothing but quiet stillness, and the resonating voices of birds chirping. My veins were throbbing almost painfully. I saw stars emerging on the edge of my vision. There it was, a dragon with its scales glinting like fresh snow dappled by sunlight as if it didn't care about existing in a world full of humans. You can talk? I said with my breath shaking. Once the dragon started speaking, a million questions flooded my head. What was this? A prank? A government experiment? Or was it an alien? My mind struggled to comprehend how this is even possible. Dragons are real? If this was a dream, I pray for the rest of my life to not wake up. A creature I used to see when I closed my eyes. Now it was a creature I saw when I opened them. Of course I can talk, but you still haven't told me what creature you are. And what are you supposed to be exactly? Snowy placed her paw under her chin as if she was thinking. I can help you, but I promise I won't hurt you, okay? What? I snapped back into my senses and gawked towards the dragon. Judging by the sound of its voice, I could tell it must have been a female dragon. I said I'm not going to hurt you. The dragon stepped back and seemed to respect my boundaries. What are you doing out here all alone? I felt like touching the dragon to see if she was real, but I didn't want to risk anything that could happen. What do you mean? Well, it's dangerous because there might be an exterminator who comes along and kills both of us. Okay, but you're a dragon, right? Yes! And what are you exactly? This entire situation felt like someone was playing a well-thought-out prank on me. I'm a human. I have to get back to my friends and have hamburgers. What? Can I respond? If you want, I could bring you back some hamburgers if you'd like. Are you some type of government experiment? It's kind of fascinating. I'm talking to a dragon. Are you even real? Is this a prank? You've got to be doing a prank right now. Okay, everyone, let's break out the cameras. Showtime's over. We can all go home now. Where are the cameras? This prank isn't funny. Be quiet or they will hear us. Snowy hissed, clearly not appreciating my noisiness, my noisy nature. Sorry. Curiosity got the best of me, and I reached over to touch the dragon, but just barely enough for her to snarl briefly before I backed away. I'm sorry. Me? Well, I'm a winter scale dragon, and I'm a super rare dragon. Unfortunately, there are those who want my hide, literally. I'm sorry to hear that. You said there are those that want your hide? Why? Why would the government want your hide? Well, I wouldn't say the government. I would say the exterminators would want my hide, or some other dragons who are desperate for coin. I fortunately live in a well-protected province, but we still get exterminators this close to Drakenshire. Drakenshire? Exterminators? What are those? Ego back. So, how many of you are there? Surely you're joking, right? Well, let me spell it out for you. There are many of us. Millions, actually. We exist, and as a matter of fact, we hold dominion across every land you can think of. Wait, there's more of you? There are 8 billion people in the world, and you're saying that dragons are everywhere? Wait, you said you're human, yeah? That doesn't make much sense. All the humans died out a long time ago. They were all thought to be extinct. Extinct? I think you're confused. I just got out of bed today, got dressed, had breakfast, and I walked into the woods, and here I am. I can assure you, humans are not extinct. Do you need any help? You said something about danger and something about someone after you? Well, I know what I know, and I can attest to the fact that humans are no longer around anymore. I shouldn't be here either, but that stays our secret. Where did you come from? I'm not far from where I come from. Maybe several miles that way? I pointed into the direction of where home was, and Snowy turned her head to see. I could take you back to town if you'd like, although that may just land me in trouble, and you? It'd probably be worse, but it's better than being out here all by yourself. You don't have to worry about a thing. What are you so worried about? The dragons back home are hospitable. Which way is Roseland? Roseland? But that wouldn't make any sense. It would lead you closer towards where the exterminators might be camping to lead their next attack. And there is a no town called Roseland nearby. In fact, I don't feel so comfortable being this far from home. I have to get back to my job soon. Why don't you follow me? But I have to go home now. My home is only about 3 or 4 miles away from here. I'm going back. My friends are waiting for me, and maybe I could show you to them. Would you like to meet them? I think it's this way. Only the way back was covered in trees. What the? But the... No way. This isn't what it used to look like. Are you okay? The dragon stood a little too close to me. Can you please help take me home? Listen, I'm only trying to help. Could you come back with me? There's no reason to... I cut her off and said that my home was Roseland and my friends are probably waiting for me. Right. Friends? You said you have friends waiting for you? There's more of you? Yes, I have friends waiting for me. I already said that. Look, it's only a few miles away. If you could point me in the right direction, that would be most helpful. The dragon grew a little more quiet. Are you just begging to be tortured? No! Relax, I'm just trying to warn you. Remember those exterminators I spoke about? They mutilate just about anything, and they live where you're describing to me, which is west. You won't find anything there but ruin and decay. There's rumors of bodies that are stacked on top of each other. It's horrible. The war and the rumors it brings with it increasingly becomes true every day as it draws closer to home. It's a bad idea. I won't let you. Music is good. What are these exterminators? What are these exterminators I keep hearing about? The dragon brought her voice down to a quieter whisper. They are cunning as they are mischievous. They lure you in and then they eat you. You don't want to mess with them. They don't belong to any province or district. They only care for themselves, essentially they're rogues. These rogue dragons have been slowly growing in larger numbers. They haven't been seen in these amounts in hundreds of years. Hundreds? Yes, hundreds of years. Not since the First Age. The First Age? The dragon perked its head up to scan the area. What are you doing? I'm looking around to see if we're being watched. I rolled my eyes. Although, what did the dragon mean when she mentioned something about a First Age? I wonder if the dragons back home will take you in. Oh, you poor thing. Alright, let's go back. What ruin and decay are you talking about? Well, there's this place that healers hardly go to if we look for nightshade root. A nightshade what now? A nightshade root is what keeps us dragons from feeling any pain. It's mostly to reduce the pain of those dying a painful death. That's sad. It's a tough job to be the one administering it. Anyway, it's quite rare to find them in bundles, but sometimes I'm lucky to find one growing somewhere. Usually around those ruins for some weird reason. I don't know yet. Maybe I could try finding one. I don't know what about these ruins you speak of. You were talking about ruins? You implied that it was human cities laid to ruin? Alright, let me tell you about it. Anyways, it said that at one point humans used to dwell in them a long time ago. Humans are supposed to be these legendary creatures like... the world hasn't seen them for thousands of years. The dragons at home, including our theologians, study human history on an everyday basis. Why do you keep referring to humans in the past tense? Well, humans are no longer around, silly. I've read about them in the history books when I attended college, although I think some of that information was inaccurate. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!